Hey everybody, I'm Dr. Karen Mikowski, aka Butterfly Karen. I'm also the leading investigator in any of my cases, parapsychology, paranormal investigations. So welcome back. Right. So, welcome. This evening I am going to be discussing Intuitive Intelligence Data Report, IIDR32. This was this was conducted in Flagstaff. This interaction was mad. It was mad. It was crazy because I started off in Winslow, and this is on the second, June the 2nd, 2024. I'll discuss the encounter in a moment, but I need to do a slight backstory to get to this point because I was literally connected to I'm always connected to the fifth dimension all day, every day, as well as 3D. But I was sort of just going, I was just doing my thing, doing some hiking. And I went up to Winslow. I started off in Winslow, and I'm thinking, okay, I wanted to do a paranormal investigation up there. I feel like I'm going to be connecting to energy here. Again, there's a weird pull to places. And obviously, because my father, he always loved the eagles, and when you go up there, there's the monument, the corner. Oh God, I can't even think. Standing on the corner of Winslow, Arizona. I love that song anyway, that Eagles song. But it always reminded me of my dad. So I thought, well, I'm here in Winslow. I'm going to stand there. I'm going to get a little postcard for him to send to heaven, wherever he is. Because, like I say, he's passed away. But it just felt I just felt like I owed it to, well, yeah. You're going to have to excuse me. I'm not, it's hard for me to talk at the moment because I've got another nodule growth on my right side right now, and it's right there, so I can feel because I get a biopsy on it next month, but I can feel the pressure on it, so I'm already feeling like it's hard to speak properly, so talk. So you're gonna bear with me. So I just felt like it was a nice little gesture to my father to. I don't know why, but that song always reminds me of him and my mum and him and my mother when we were growing up. So I was feeling like, okay, I really felt like I was going to be conducting a paranormal investigation actually in Winslow. I booked a hotel and everything. And I actually went to the hotel to see if I could check in early, and they were still cleaning the room. So I thought, okay, that's fine. I'll start doing what I do and walk around, see if I can pull in the energy. And then there was a lot of energy, definitely going back, but it was weird because when I think it was like I was about 10 minutes from checking in, like just sort of like checking in. Energy, I was connected to energy, and it was like, no, cancel your room. I got the again, because I'm connected to the higher order, I never ignore it. And I was sort of like guided to cancel my reservation, my booking and everything. And I'm like, okay, no, I'm going to question it. So it's like, so I thought, okay, well, that's fine. There's clearly a reason for this. And I had to sort of go with it, because when you're dealing with energy and you're connecting and nothing comes in, it's not simple. God, if only it was. You've got to just go with the feelings and everything. It's not just like getting the telepathic sort of messages to do this or go there. It's everything to do with the your intuition and everything. So I cancelled the check-in. And okay, well, guide me then. So I was guided. I was feeling like I needed to be in Flagstaff, and I thought, okay, well, on the way, I'll go and check out the meteor, the crater, because it was pretty much between Winslow and Flagstaff. I got all the way to the crater. I went to the toilet, ready to pay, and then I was hearing, nope. I was like, what the fuck? So I don't question it. I don't argue with that Most High, and I just don't question energy and the spirit team or anything. I just like, okay, it's clear, right? Well, I'm definitely not checking in, then this is going to suck. So I went outside, And then I wanted to connect to energy just to like get more clarity on why. And, you know, it doesn't come in as fast. It doesn't always come in like that. And there was a real weird pull as well, because where everybody was looking at where the creator was, I was so focused on the opposite direction. I'm like, okay, well, the people are up there and the creator's up there, but why is there a pull here? What is going on in that direction? Opposite. I'm like, that's weird. So I was zoned in and focused on that. And then, you know, I was getting the hit, like, start moving, get to Flagstaff. And I'm like, okay. So I quickly, you know, booked another hotel. Thought, well, I'll get there, get settled in. And then do what needs to be done, just keep connected, because I'm always connected anyway, but just keep connected. Got to Flagstaff. It was weird, right? Checked in. Everything isn't, again, I don't believe in coincidences. But I got to the hotel, checked in, and more like a motel. And there's one thing I will not ever do as a female solo traveller, ever. I will never stay in a room where there is an interconnecting door that locks from the other side. And that's some advice I need to give you ladies. We have a major sex trafficking, human trafficking problem in this country right now. If you find yourself in a hotel room where you separate it, your room has an interconnecting door that's locked from the other side, you switch rooms. If there's no rooms available, switch hotels. Because as soon as I got into this room, I'm like, oh, hell no. And I went straight to the door. I didn't care about anything else. I just went straight to I'm like, I can't, I've got no control of that door. I can't even lock it from this side or anything. I'm like, what's going on there? So I've got an interconnecting door. And I'll tell you something else as well. Not only have I got an interconnecting door that I have no control over, it's locked from the other side. So I took my little ass outside to look, you know, then I'm going to start wrecking the area like, okay, let me think with the dark side of me. Let me, because I can balance both. But let me think about if I was a criminal or a sex trafficker, that kind of crap, right? Or a human trafficker. And I wanted to zone in on single women, right? What would I do? So as I walked out, I'm like, well, my car's parked right there. There's one room next to me to my right. I looked at the room. It was like a private room, like not for guests. I think because it looked different to the rest. I'm like, are you for real right now? So not only is that room not for guests or like a private, but it's got access. It's got the internet connecting door, and right next to that room, you've got the freaking car park. I could see a scenario happening. I could see, I'm like, fucking don't think so. Like, I don't have to be fast asleep in the middle of the night. It takes a gang of men to open that fucking door, right? Knock me out while I'm fast asleep, drag me out of that room. Nobody's going to see me. Nobody's going to hear anything, right? Because I'm not getting taken out of my door. I'd be taken out of a freaking different room. It was horrible. And this is what I do when it comes to understanding scenarios and situations to avoid, and when my intuition kicks in, and absolutely nobody would know I've been abducted, because it would all happen from the inside, out that room, knocked out, not even conscious, thrown into a fucking van or a car, out, gone. Then you've got these freaking intersections. You've got freaking New Mexico this side, this way. You've got Colorado, Utah. You're out of the state within an hour. I'm like, hell no. Oh, okay, 2 hours maybe. But I just looked at this. So I walked back in the room and I tried the door again. I'm like, nope. So I wasn't even able to get settled quickly. And I don't care how paranoid I sound when I'm observing and wrecking a place. I'm sorry. I'm not that foolish. I don't think like most people. I most certainly don't think like most women. I am not that trusting of human beings, right? So I called the hotel and I said, yeah, I'm going to need another room if you don't mind, because I don't, without an interconnecting door that I have no control over. Just like that, I didn't care. So I went to get another, and they obviously couldn't have the ground floor because my request was the ground floor, but, I can't have everything. So got a key to another room. And then, okay, I can finally relax a little bit. And I was thinking, yeah, I'm going to take a bath, right? I'm going to have a nice bath tonight. And then I felt this need to go, and I thought, okay, you know what? I think I'm going to go and get some takeout food or find somewhere to eat. So I was looking at like Chinese sort of restaurants in the area because I really felt like some Chinese food. And there was like 2 or 3 in the area within like 2 miles. And there was one that just stood out. It was like the buffet. And I'm like, you know what? I could really go for a Chinese buffet right now. So I kind of zoned in on that one. And I thought, okay, that's fine. I'll go there. No, this is where the interaction started. Again, I don't ignore anything. So I got to the Chinese restaurant. I was in the queue, waiting to pay. And I've even got my receipt. The receipt will be in the report and everything, and there's photos of what I was finding, but there was this. So the location was the China Star Super Buffet, East Route 66, Flagstaff, Arizona. All of this is important. The exact time was 16:56 when I was in the queue, and then I caught, and you know what I did? I kind of, I'm just looking around, and there was this little boy, definitely no older than 10. And the reason he caught my attention was because he was staring right at me, like, and kids do because they like the light, right? This little lad, he just kind of zoned in, but he wasn't. Again, I understand energy. I feel energy. He was just staring into me, and I'm like, so. Report. This is where I knew something was wrong. As the van was going past me, it was the 3 men that were at the table with him, and that little boy was sat with the window open, looking at me again. Like this time, looking at me, did not take his stare, did not stare away at all the way out. Like, it was like, I'm like, well, first of all, how did he even know I was at the window? It was weird. I was starting to feel like, do you know, okay. Do you know what it was starting to feel like? Is that boy deceased? And his literal energy is attached to those people, to those men. Like, what is going on there? That was obviously I've got to be up to, got to look at all different angles. But he stared at me. Like, of all the other people, it was a busy restaurant. He zoned in. It was almost like, if he was energy that's already passed over, the reason he would have zoned in someone like me is because I could see him. He knew I could see him. Right? But obviously there's something about my energy anyway that people just naturally zone in on because, it's light. But he didn't take his eyes off me as the truck was moving out of the car park. And I'm like, what the fuck? One of those. So I'm taking notes, and I kind of went straight for the registration plate, but it was a paper one, so I couldn't see it properly. And then as they pulled up the car park, like I said, I've got the map and everything, but they turned left, and they did turn left onto the. Let's put the report together. So the truck pulled out and turned left onto the road 40, the old road, Route 66. That's the direction they went in. Now, I got back to the hotel, like, I'm not going to kick up a fuss and like, oh God, because I could, I just couldn't understand. I had to analyze a little bit. And I thought, okay, well, the whole situation of turning up here, checking in the way I did, not happy with the room, something felt off. I kept looking at the routes and everything going, this is a literal gateway for child trafficking and sex trafficking and human trafficking. This is exactly what this place, Flagstaff, is ideal for like moving, like transient. It felt like that. A little bit like the South Phoenix, you can hit those back roads and you can be freaking Mexico in 4 hours, that sort of thing, heading south towards Tucson and stuff. But this felt very similar, but north, like, okay, where you've got like the Colorado right there, you've got Utah, you've got New Mexico. But then you've got all of these motels. And there's just something felt weird. Like, why did I go straight to the worst case scenario of abduction from my room? To it was weird. Like there was this alert system going off, like I could see how easy it would be to be a victim of human trafficking or to be, a child being child trafficked, and how fast you can be moved around and how you can stay in one motel. And it's just weird. I didn't like it. So, and then I didn't want to focus too much because I didn't want to but I didn't forget about it, put it that way. I did not fucking sleep that night because it was about, what time was it? 1:35 a.m. Like, obviously, I wasn't in the most. I managed to take a bath and relax the mind and everything. Then I sort of felt, you know what? I need to meditate. I need to zone out. I need to connect with energy. I need to figure out what's going on. And I must have fallen asleep for a couple of hours, but I woke up at 1:35. Was it 1:35 or 1:34? I know it's only like a minute out or here and there, but 1:35 a.m. And I woke up and I'm like, oh God, no, I can't get the face of that little lad I can't get him out of my memory. It was just the way, staring at the beginning of the interaction and staring as he's leaving. I'm like, I cannot get that face out. There's something wrong here. I could feel it. There's something wrong. So I got up, made a coffee, started searching the area for Amber, like looking at recent Amber alerts or missing children. And this is what freaked me out. I came across an Amber alert of 4 missing children, same family, 4 missing children. I think it was like 1 girl and 3 boys. I could be wrong. Either way, there was a little like African American children, and they're from Eloy. And I'm like, no. So that was the only sort of thing that was coming up with like missing children, like of recent. And then right on the end of the photo, the last child at the end of the photo, I went straight to his eyes. I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. I didn't care about everything else. It was the same eyes. I'm like, oh God, no way, no way. But when I was reading more about the Amber Alert, it said the Amber Alert was cancelled, but they didn't go into, it was like called off, but they didn't go into details of why that Amber Alert had been cancelled. But when I was looking at that little lad on the end, I'm like, that he looks just like that little lad. Oh my God. Again, if you focus on face features and stuff like that, that's not, the eyes are everything. And it was the eyes. I'm like, oh God, oh no. If that's not him, he looks just like that little boy. So I knew then the clarity was, I knew why I was meant to be at that hotel, why I was meant to be in Flagstaff, why I was diverted constantly from getting away from the crater to getting on the road so I can be at that. This is what it's like for me. to be in that exact moment in time to have an interaction or an encounter. There's reasons for that. I get sent to people. So I was meant to experience that. I feel like there's a major, it's organized crime now. It's organized to the point where that's how they're transient people out of Arizona. But that little lad, if that's the same little boy, that maybe he's still missing. Because I don't know what happened, why the Amber Alert was cancelled. They didn't go into detail. We don't know if anything happened to the children. See what I mean? We don't know. I didn't know anything else about it. But I felt like I'd crossed paths with a victim of child trafficking. That's what it felt like. And I was meant to be in that specific place at that specific time. I could have gone to any other restaurant in the area, but I didn't went to that one. And everything was just synchronized. That's exactly how it is. Oh God, and I can't. So, got as much information as I could. No, I couldn't even get a description of the men. They were like South American descent or natives, but either way, he was African American. The little boy didn't like the whole sort of situation of, free men. That didn't look right. It didn't feel right. Well, it didn't feel right before it didn't look right. I go with my gut first. So, if that little boy's still alive and he's still missing, it could be in the Flagstaff area or they were moving him around. And then obviously I was ready to go to Flagstaff Police Department the next morning. That's fine. I'll go straight into PD. I'll sit down and explain again, I don't care what people think about me. I would rather do the right thing and be wrong than do nothing and be right. That's how I feel. That's my motto. That's when it comes to who I am and what I do. So I was ready to go in to Flagstaff Police Department, and then my guardian's like, no, you're not. And that's where I got really confused, like, why not? And I don't know why not. I didn't get the answer. I didn't get clarity. It just felt like I was not supposed to go and discuss my findings with that police department. I don't know why. At all. I don't want to make any speculations now. I don't want to even make any assumptions or anything of the kind. It's just, I was guided to leave. And I had breakfast. And I don't know, I felt like I had to get out of Flagstaff. So I did. Don't ignore anything, what I need to do. And then, like I say, I went down to Sedona because I just felt like, okay, I'll head to Sedona on the way back, home. And I'm thinking, I felt really sad because I just felt like I had an encounter, but like I wasn't allowed to do, you know what it felt like? It felt more dangerous. I just felt like it wasn't a good idea for me to go to that police department. I just don't know why. And that was really disappointing and sad because I thought, well, you know what? Am I supposed to do the right thing? Obviously I'm going to do it this way, but how do I do the right thing? How do I help a little child that I feel like is still an active victim of child trafficking, or worst case scenario, is already passed over and is still residually attached to those, men. So, but just something didn't feel right about the whole area. It was weird. So that was IIDR32. What I think I'll probably do, I will probably send them a copy of the report at some point. I just don't feel like I'm in a rush to, it's almost like they already know. And I don't want to make assumptions, I don't really, but it's just anything that feels too organized when it comes to human trafficking and child trafficking and stuff. If something feels too organized, it's because it is. I'm not saying they're involved or anything like that. I'm just saying there's something too organized when it comes to that in the area. That's how I feel about Phoenix too. It's real. And I know people are involved in this. I know of people that are involved in sex trafficking and stuff like that. And I know that they've got friends in police departments too. This is why I know there's a problem. This is why I know it could be fixed. This problem could be completely eradicated. But there's too many people involved that are too corrupted. It's all about the money. These same people that are involved have got fucking children of their own. I believe that. And they're kidnapped and they're involved and they're part of organizations that are involved in kidnapping other children, other people's children. And not just children, men and women too, for whatever. So it really brings out the real passionate side of me. It really annoys me. And you know what, it just felt like the whole situation of having to see that little lad, like, couldn't even do anything about it. Because even if I tried to do the right thing, it wouldn't change anything, it wouldn't make any difference. And I could end up with a problem, like, ooh, I've got to be careful whose toes I step on by doing the right thing. There is a problem in this state, like most states, the whole country, but there's a problem in this state with major corruption when it comes to human trafficking and sex trafficking and child trafficking. It needs to be fixed. They need to get rid of these scumbag, evil people out of these powerful positional jobs and serious. Because until you do that, nothing is going to change. Nothing at all. It's going to get worse. Because they think they're invincible. They think they can get away with it. Because they're getting away with it. And it's not just, it's like the people that are involved are, God, it's every walk of life. I can't stand it. It pisses me off. And I just felt like I had to feel it all. I had to see it, but I had to feel it. But again, to understand it and how easy it is to logistically move people and children. That's what it was. Like, the old Route 66, that way. And I wasn't even, like, the men weren't even the focus either. It was the child. Because it was a scenario and the situation. Because the men that are involved, probably women as well, there's a lot of handlers, but there's too many of them involved. It's all about the money. So obviously I'm going to archive that because I just feel like I'm dealing with another case like that. But it was intuitive intelligence as well, so it wasn't like a cold case. It was like it was happening. I had to understand what was happening in the moment. Intuitive intelligence, right there. Like from the scenario, you're not Winslow, cancel your hotel, get on the road. You know you're not going to be looking at a crater, right? You need to be in Flagstaff right now because time is everything. Like I had to. If I got there any earlier, I would have missed the whole situation. I would have missed the scenario. If I hadn't have had a problem with the room immediately, which like over hyper alerted me anyway a little bit. Well, it put me on alert. I'm like, oh, right. But had I not had that slight delay too, getting into the other room and settling, I would have not crossed paths with this. See what I'm saying? I cross paths with people at the right time for the right reasons. So that it's, that's why there's no such thing as a coincidence. It's everything is sequentially, it's synchronized that way to, there's your delay, a little bit longer. Okay, go now. Right? And that's exactly what happened. That's the only easiest way, the best way I can explain what that's like for me. And it happens to me all the time like this. This is just cross paths with people every day. Not for me, for them. It's something, there's reasons why I have to meet people and interact with people. Every type of person. Oh, it kills me. But I've met so many amazing survivors too. Every day. It's amazing. People, that's what I mean. Like, just because I have a trusting problem with people, people also amaze me as well, which is why I love doing what I do and why I do what I do and keep doing it. And because even though we're surrounded by some of the worst types of people, we've still got to remember we're surrounded by some of the most amazing people too. Like, where some people get their strength and amazes me. But it keeps me grounded, it keeps me humble, and it keeps me grateful. Obviously, gratitude is everything. But I just understand I understand my calling. So, and I understand how synchronized it is that way. And there's a higher order to everything anyway, because obviously I know that. But I feel like people need to stop feeling stop thinking fair dimensionally, like, oh my God, this is it. There's nothing beyond. Yeah, there is. In order to believe it and understand that there is a lot more to the here and now, you need to have an open mind, and you need to get away from all the programming, and you need to start looking around and stepping out your box a little bit. But can't tell people what to do. It's not my right. But yeah, it still kind of upsets me a little bit. Even now, it's like, what could I have really done without kicking up a fuss? And then what could have happened if I'd really gone into the police department when I wanted to, and definitely warned against that? That's what upsets me as well. Like, why on earth would I be warned against that? I mean, I don't care if it was to like protect me from people thinking I'm crazy, or like, oh my God, some cuckoo whack job gives a shit about that kind of crap, right? That wouldn't have bothered me. My guardians know that, but it didn't feel like that. Clearly it was to protect me from, I don't know. So now I'm back home in safe ground. do the right thing now. So, but again, like I say, I will send them a report. It's just, I just don't think, I don't know. Don't think it would make any difference. So, and it's really sad because when you're looking at the homeless situation right now and everything that's happening on the border, and oh God, so many people just homeless out there for the worst types of human traffickers, the most evil, worst types of human traffickers. Those people are so vulnerable. They're in such a vulnerable position right now. It really hurts my heart knowing that they've been let in, right? But it could also become a statistic. And the fact that we don't even know where most of these children are that have been makes me feel sick. So we've got a big problem. The state has got a big problem. You cannot be shipping thousands of immigrants crossing the border undocumented all over the country, flying them to New York City and places like that, and then not even housing them properly, having them, no, there are statistics in the making. Oh God, it makes me feel sick. And the fact that I can see it, I can see what's happening, I can see, but most people can't. And then people that can see the same thing, powerless again, because the system is so unbelievably evilly and corrupted in every area of life. It's so sad. And it just, again, it just felt like I had to sort of see the west side of it, like. And that's why I was feeling like, is this little lad even, am I seeing him beyond the veil? Like, because that's normal for me. But am I seeing him from beyond the veil? Or is he literally like being moved around? And I can't just go up to the cinema and go, hi, is this child yours? Obviously not. But I just can't get the way the little lad was staring at me. The moment I walked in to the moment he was, oh God, and again, even just sitting down and eating and looking straight out the window, and he's, oh, there again, like, what the hell? Just staring right at me, not even blinking. It's not normal. So, I don't want to focus on it anymore because it still upsets me a little bit. But there is a lot more we can do. We need to start doing something about it. So I will do what I do. Like I say, I'll get the report sent off. Anything comes back, any developments, I'm also going to keep a lookout. I'm going to keep an eye on there's that family, those 4 children, to see if there's any more developments. He looked just like the little lad at the end of the foot. He just looked like one of the 4 children. Oh God, it's the eyes. It's the eyes. Eyes are everything. Look just like him. So, any developments, I'll let you guys. I like to do my little update videos to any of my cases, but I'll let you know any developments. Other than that, take care, stay safe. Ladies, even men, be careful when you're staying in these hotels and motels and stuff. If you go into a hotel room and traveling alone, whether you're a man or I don't care, but more so women, like, seriously? If you've got a room and you've got that interconnecting door, and if you can lock it from your end, that might make you feel a little bit more. I would still not be having any of that. I don't care. I don't like those interconnecting doors unless I'm with a group, a party of people, right? And then we can all sort of like, hi, come. I'm just saying, I can't. No. I understand what the necessary thought, but I don't like them. I don't. And when I travel alone anyway. So there's no way I'm going to be happy with staying in a room with interconnecting doors like that. I don't like that kind of crap. And if you walk into a room and you've checked in and you're feeling a bit uneasy, right? Don't ignore that feeling, please. Don't ignore that feeling at all. And if that makes you feel nervous, change your room. Just don't care. Kick up a fuss if you need to. I'm not having any of that. And I couldn't even move the furniture because I went to that. I thought, well, okay, maybe if I move one of this massive big cabinet, right, and put it right against the door, because I'm all about security, right? That's how I am. I've got a very security mind. I think about what the worst case scenarios so I can figure out how to avoid it. That's just how I think, So, but I couldn't even move any of the furniture because it was all built in. And I'm like, oh, hell no. So I can't, no, I'm just, no. But that's not, I just don't recommend women who are traveling alone stay in rooms like that where you've got like a door like that to another, and it locks from that side. Oh, hell no. But that's just me. So just be careful out there. Be careful when you're traveling. Watch your surroundings. Watch as well around you. Watch what's going on. If you feel like, if something catches your eye, you feel like you're seeing a scenario playing out, and again, I don't like that whole bystander effect. So I'd rather do the right thing and be wrong. Do you know what I mean? but I'm not going to intervene in that situation because for all I know, those men could have had guns. I'm just saying, I could have, worst case, I'm not saying it was, I'm just saying, worst case scenario, I could have done what I do and gone, hi, I'm not feeling very good about the situation. Can you prove this child belongs to you? That's, here in Arizona, you get, that's, you're going to be very careful. And obviously I'd be very, but that didn't mean I didn't take the information. I wasn't observant with the information and I didn't forget about it. That's the most important thing. So, but if you feel like you're in a situation where you feel like someone's asking for your help and there's a way you can, like I say, I got the information on the truck, and remember, there are CCTV cameras everywhere. There are cameras in that restaurant. There are cameras to back up. When I walked in, time the interaction and everything, there's cameras everywhere. So where that white truck went, you could follow that truck. You could, that's what I'm saying, like, at least I got enough information and times and everything to follow that truck, just in case they are child traffickers. See what I mean? Like, you can still monitor a movement. If somebody was to take the information and look into it. So, and if I had the authority to do that, I would do it. There you go. So other than that, let me leave that there because I just feel, oh God, it's just be careful, peoples out there. Be careful, I'm serious. Watch your surroundings. Lock your car doors. When you get in your car, lock it. When you get out your car, lock it. When you go to the fuel station, I don't care. I go to the fuel station, I get out my car to put fuel in, I lock my door behind me. I keep keys on me. Don't care. Don't trust people. So until human behaviour starts changing for the better, be vigilant. Just be vigilant. You don't have to live in a state of paranoia, but just be vigilant. Be aware of your surroundings. If your instincts are telling you, don't go there, don't do that, just don't ignore that, because your intuition is there to save your life. So, but you can just, don't live a life of paranoia. Just be careful. And if you do see something, say something, do something, like whatever you feel you can do within your means to. And if your means and the way you can figure out you need to help somebody, just gather as much information as possible. Description and everything. But again, I couldn't get a description of the men. That doesn't mean the CCTV cameras didn't pick up the description of the men. I had to zone in on the boy. The energy was the boy. The interaction was all to do with the little lad. And just looking at the whole situation, it's like, oh God, seriously, it's so obvious. Yeah. So, before I get upset anymore, I'm going to leave that one there. Other than that, take care, and I'll see you all again very soon.